Thank you, Ciaran Lynch. And if I may continue the debate, please. Thank you very much, Ciaran Lynch. Ciaran Lynch, just to sort out a couple of matters on the record before I go into this substantive wind-up of this debate this evening. When the Minister came into the House last evening, he said on a procedural point that he only received a copy of the bill on Monday afternoon. In the context of fairly significant legal issues, he said it would be important in future if bills were made available to him as soon as possible. Well, let me just state, Minister, that the Journal Office was actually notified prior to 11 AM on Friday as to what the Labour Party members' time would actually be. At 11:38, the Journal Office sent out an email to the political parties and a number of individuals advising them as to what that business would be. And among those who received an email from the Journal Office was the Government Chief Whip's office and a specific individual within the Department of Justice. The email advised that copies of the bill were available from the General Office. So if there was a problem with you receiving the bill on Tuesday afternoon, it was a problem internally in your own department, and maybe you might chase it up with that department.
On a point of order.
If I may continue that,
on a point of order. On a point of order. I have in my
order. Can I ask the Minister to be mindful that there's 3 minutes left?
On a point of order, because I did raise this issue last night. I have in my possession a letter from the Bills Office where it acknowledged that my department did not get the bill until Monday morning after 11 o'clock.
The Minister knows.
Sit down. If I can continue, please, Chair. If I can continue. When the Minister came in his unique style, as we're witnessing again here this evening, he typically dismissed the bill, dismissed me, I think, in the course of his debate, dismissed the Labour Party and dismissed Fine Gael. He also dismissed members of the gallery who were there that night as some sort of, I think, rent-a-crowd that the Labour Party had brought into the chamber. The actual people the Minister was referring to were 50 members of the retail industry employing 15,000 people. That's who was actually in the public gallery, who probably had more interest in what you had to say, Minister, than what I had to say last evening. And it would have done you a world of good if you actually paid them the courtesy that they actually were giving you by coming in here to hear what you actually had to say. If I could continue, Minister Kelleher, your colleague, gave a 4-minute or a 4-page script that didn't make one mention of the bill in all the time that he spoke. Now, to conclude, I have many rebuttals that I could give you here this evening, Minister, with regard to the legal argument that you presented last night and which Deputy Gilmore has now challenged you to actually produce when we move to committee stage on this bill, if you believe in that legal opinion so strongly, and we'll battle it out there. But ultimately, what your legal opinion was about last night was about defending the NAMA portfolios and protecting the property rental bubble that has been created in this country. And if the Labour Party bill proceeds, which it should, it would show that the whole valuation process that your government has put together is a house of cards based upon notional values that do not actually stand up to the marketplace. A marketplace in which retailers are now finding that they have to operate where costs like employment, costs like materials, costs like energy are all secondary to meeting the rent to institutional landlords, and which are forcing those retailers to the point of closure. If I can conclude on this point, Ciaran Lynch, there are 200,000 stores, or sorry, 20,000 stores in this country, employing just under 300,000 people, 30,000 of whom lost their jobs last year. This is an issue of national major significant importance. The bill that I have brought before the House this evening on behalf of the Labour Party recognises the emergency that this country is in, and it's a wake-up call to you and your government, Minister, that there are real problems happening in the real economy that affect real people on a day-to-day basis.